I'm on air. I'm high as a kite this past 12 hours because last night I made an amazing discovery. I've long since had the notion that I'm going gaga and doubting my own sanity because I've been talking about a story called Fegan and the Queen for many years. Since we started the Otna project, it was one of the things that I was keen to collect. Fegan and the Queen was a story written by Michael Ned Quinn, a song written by him. It celebrated, if that's the word, the event in which Michael Fegan broke into Buckingham Palace, made his way past all the guards, down the corridors, found his way into the Queen's bedroom and sat on the edge of the bed and had a chat about the Queen, had a fag, and just in to ask her a job. And the whole scene's actually well recreated in, that thing, The Queen, the TV drama. It's very well done in that. So anyway, that was 1982. At that time, I was regularly going out to Mullabon, to O'Hanlon's folk, not the folk club, the pigsty at the back. That used to be a pigsty. So that's where we ended up playing music. Sort of was a pigsty in many ways. But it was Josephine Keegan and Pat Murphy and Mickey Canaan, Lord Mercy, and Michael Ned Quinn used to come in occasionally and sing a couple of songs. And he would sing for me, and if he didn't, I would ask him this song that he had just written about Fegan breaking into the Queen's room, and it was a great song. So he sang it over a period of about a year or two. I remember him singing it, and I could remember some of the words of it, and I'm not a singer, but could even remember bits and pieces of the air. So fast forward about another 40 years, and we come up with this idea of Otma and collecting stuff. And of course, one of the very first things I thought of, we need to collect, we need to find out, somebody must have recorded it, because in the 1980s, people did have little cheap portable tape recorders. So I deducted that the chances were good that somebody had a recording of it. So the first port of call was obviously the family. So I talked to Brian, his brother, and Brian says, no, he says, I have no recording of it. He says, much more, he says, I never heard of it. I says, you must have heard of it. He was singing it all the time. No, Brian said no. Went to Pauline, his daughter. He's married to Tom Mulligan in Dublin. No recording of it, never heard of it. I went to to Sean Eakin. Sean was coming to the session to the Railway Bar, and I was pestering him every week. He says, I never heard of it. I said, ask some of the rest of the family. So he would come back in. He says, nobody's ever heard of it, let alone a recording of it. So they're all beginning to think either I'm cooking this up or maybe I'm going gaga. And so I put it away. That was about 2 years ago, just shortly after we started Otma. And last night, the 17th, 18th, 19th of March, just for the record, I was thinking about a tune, the Killavel Reel, and I knew that there was an old piping version of it. And I could, in my mind's eye, I could see it printed out somewhere. So in my study, I've got loads of collections of different, collections of tunes, but I knew that I was looking for a single sheet. So I have a big file somewhere. I knew that I could see the tune in, and I went to that file, and I hadn't been in it for years. And as soon as I just casually opened it up like that, this fell out. This is Michael Quinn's handwritten original version of Fegan and the Queen. I just couldn't believe it. I didn't even have to, I hadn't got my glasses on, I couldn't even see it properly, but I could tell. I'd actually forgotten that I had it. And as soon as I saw it, I knew that it obviously had it, and Michael had given it to me. And it's been there ever since. So would you like me to, I'll recite a wee bit of it. It's a very funny song. So it celebrates Michael, in 1982, Queen Elizabeth, he broke into Buckingham Palace. It's an amazing story how he broke in and got there. Anyway, he's sitting, I'll do the chorus and then do one of the verses. So the chorus was, who was that man sitting on the Queen's bed? How many times had he been there before? If he didn't like what he was getting, do you think he'd ever come back for more? The papers said he was a loony, that he wasn't the full bob. He maintained that he was quite in order, and all that he wanted was a job. And then the final verse was, and he goes through all the verses, and he says, but now that I end my story, there is just one thing I'd like to put right. A man doesn't enter a woman's chamber unless he gets an invite. And we're not supposed to talk like that, for after all, she is the Queen. But to tell the truth, I know some boys who would like to have been where Fegan's been. Shinny, shin and scale.